Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. And today I wanted to talk about my most disappointing video games of this year so far. First on the list we have Wanted Dead. It was a new hybrid slasher shooter from the makers of Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. The game follows a week in the life of the zombie unit and elite Hong Kong police squad on a mission to uncover a major corporate conspiracy. You play as Lieutenant Hannah Stone, a hard-boiled Hong Kong cop, and you will kill mercenaries, gang members, and private military contractors in this spectacular cyberpunk adventure. So yeah, this game was supposed to be a hack-and-slash melee combat third-person shooter. You had weapons like an assault rifle, SMGs, LMGs, grenade launchers. You had a really cool katana too that you could slash your enemies with. I was a really big fan of the way the combat looked. You also had these awesome finishing moves. I believe there was like 50 of them that you could pull off. And yeah, just overall this game was really cool. It was reminding me a lot of the early PS3 to Xbox 360 days. It definitely gave me some Ninja Gaiden Dead or Alive vibes, and I was just a really big overall fan of how the game looked. I was really looking forward to this one. I loved the retro feel, and overall I was really disappointed that it was received with mixed reviews. It was received with mixed reviews by both critics and users for a weird and weak story, bad voice acting, game crashes, out of place, and weird mini games. And both critics and users were also really mixed on the combat, as it was difficult but unfair sometimes. So overall, I really want to play this game still. I might get it on sale, I'm not too sure. I am a big fan of these style of games. I like a game with a good story. The fact that it has a weak story and bad voice acting, I'm sure they fixed the game crashes by now. But yeah, overall I was really sad to see that this game was received poorly or mixed, and I am definitely going to check it out if it ever goes on sale for about like $10, or if it's ever on Game Pass. The next game I want to talk about is Forspoken. Forspoken is an action RPG that follows the journey of Frey, a young New Yorker transported to a beautiful and cruel land of Athia. In search of a way home, Frey must use her newfound magical abilities to traverse sprawling landscapes, battle monstrous creatures, and defeat powerful matriarchs known as the Tantas. Unfortunately, I was looking for this one. When I saw that the reviews were mixed by both users and critics, I was really sad. I was really looking forward to the beautiful open world of Athia and just using the really cool magical abilities that we've seen throughout all the trailers and the gameplay trailers. It honestly looked really cool with all the magical abilities. Even the movement looked awesome in this game. The way you can use your magic to slide around the desert and stuff. It looked really, really cool. Also, like the dashing and everything. Enemies looked really cool. I was honestly interested in this one. And yeah, it's just really sad to see that it was received poorly because it had bad dialogue and a poorly paced story, unlikable characters, which, to be fair, I was looking at some reviews, and yeah, the main character, Frey, she is just not that likable. It also had a boring open world, and yeah, people just were overall mixed, especially on the combat, and it's just unfortunate to see that this one didn't turn out the way it should have. Hopefully next time Square Enix learns their lesson and lets their games cook in the oven just a little bit longer, because this one could have been a massive hit. Forspoken is another one of those games where I still might play it if it ever goes on sale or reaches Game Pass, because it was one that I was really looking forward to, and it's just a tough bullet to bite when you're looking forward to a game so much and it turns out to be a massive disappointment. The next game I want to talk about is Redfall. Oh man. I was really disappointed in this one because I was looking forward to it, as it was advertised as a Far Cry style of looter shooter. And yeah, this game, I was looking forward to playing co-op with friends, and yeah, just the fact that it turned out really disappointing left a bad taste in my mouth. The game is set in the town of Redfall. It is under the siege of a legion of vampires who are being cut off from the outside world. Trapped with a handful of survivors, slay alone, or squad up in an open world FPS action. So Redfall wasn't all that bad. It had some things going for it, like it had some fun FPS combat, guns felt pretty good overall, and it had a really good loot system and really cool weapons to loot, a variety of weapons like the flare gun, and you had like this gun that shot a beam and it could like freeze the vampires, which I thought was really cool. I forget the name of it, but yeah, that was a really cool weapon, and you had like just a wide variety of cool little unique weapons that you could unlock, and the skills tree system was pretty good too, with your character. And yeah, there was a lot that I liked. It had fun and interesting enemies. I liked the variety of vampires that they had going for it. And the open world looked really cool. It had a really beautiful art style too. I was really digging the art style. But then what plagued it was the bugs and the crashes and the poor optimization. The game had terrible AI. I remember playing the game and just the AI could barely shoot at me. It was just really bad. It almost is like a joke. It's like saying stormtroopers can't aim. That's how bad it was. Like, it was just terrible. Like, even the AI was just so oblivious. Like, you'd be standing right in front of them and they wouldn't even notice you. Like, it was just terrible. And then it also just had an empty, boring world. It had a repetitive feature called Nest, and every time you entered it, it just felt copied and pasted, and there was just no exploration. It had a bad story, and cutscenes overall were just super lazy, and it just didn't feel like a AAA game. This one felt really rushed, and I hope that the next Arcane game isn't this bad, because I love Arcane games. I love Dishonored. I love Deathloop. I still have to play Prey, and I really do hope the next one is good. I do not recommend Redfall at all. Do not buy this game even if it goes on sale. Don't even play it. Don't even bother playing it if you have Game Pass. It is just not worth your time. Like I said before, I put in about 8 or 9 hours on this game, and it was just not worth my time. I got up to the first boss fight, I beat it, and I quit the game. It is definitely not worth your time. Do not get this one. Skip it. The next game I want to talk about is Crime Boss Rockay City. It's a first-person shooter adventure game with roguelike elements. Crime Boss Rockay City is an organized crime game, playable solo or with friends. Take on the role as Travis Baker, a man with his sights on becoming the new king of Rockay City, one crime at a time. The game is heavily compared to Payday 2, but had a twist because if the player died, it would end their journey of becoming king. So yeah, basically the roguelike element was if you died, Sheriff Norris would take your character and rewind the clock, and basically it would take you back to the start of your journey. Also, you could lose your hired crew members if they got arrested or died, because they would be lost forever. This game seemed like it had a lot going for it, as it had an all-star cast of Michael Madsen, Chuck Norris, Danny Trejo, Danny Glover, Michael Rooker, and Vanilla Ice. It also seemed like it had a really cool comedic vibe to it, and it just looked like a really fun game with a big personality. It gave me some really big Payday vibes and Saint Row vibes. It's too bad that this one wasn't received too well, because I was definitely looking forward to another heist game to play with friends, especially after being burnt out on Grand Theft Auto, and none of my friends have really ever played Payday. The game was received bad because it had repetitive gameplay. Also, the roguelike elements weren't really received well by both critics and users. It had a poor story, it was full of bugs, it lacked map variety, and overall just had really bad reviews. It just sucks to see this, like I said before, it sucks to see this one didn't do so hot, because I'm a big fan of first-person shooter games, and I also love the heist theme. Anyways, guys, that'll be it for me today. Do you guys agree with this list of games? Do you think they were disappointing? Would you pick any of these up if they went on sale? And if you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.